Sir Rod Stewart has revealed he refused to perform a concert in Saudi Arabia because of the discrimination against women and gay people. Is that why, to the best of my knowledge, he's never done a gig in Auchinleck? I got a text from Rod to say he was well chuffed with Thursday's Daily Record front page. Well played, comrades, and he wasn't the only one. Sure, they've had their fallouts down the years and were nicknamed Phyllis and Sharon by a mutual pal in the 70s due to their bitchy bickering. But guess what? Thanks to that front page I can exclusively reveal that Rod, Phyllis, received a "love you for doing that" text from Elton John, Sharon. Aw, that's nice. Right, Ed, let's see if we can get the Oasis boys back together. Talking of famous, or should that be infamous? Celtic fans. Memo to the Green Brigade: own up, boys. Until last week, how many of you thought Palestine was the stuff Tony Hart used to make morph? Meanwhile, the crisis in the Middle East is a hugely important issue. Unless, of course, you're the Sky News director who instructed reporter Mark Austin to interrupt his live bulletin from Jerusalem with the breaking news that Holly Willoughby had quit this morning. FFS. If Holly ends up down the job center with her old mucker Phil Schofield, I hope they remember to form an orderly queue. Elsewhere on TV, if you don't want to know the result, please look away now. Next year's BAFTA for Best Actor in a TV Drama will be won by Steve Coogan. What other conclusion can be drawn after watching his portrayal of Jimmy Savile in The Reckoning? While the costume and makeup artists also deserve a gong, it's the Alan Partridge star who, quite rightly, will receive most plaudits. And talk about range. Who else could go from playing comic Stan Laurel on the big screen to this week's telly-performance as Britain's most monstrous pedophile? For those of you who didn't see The Reckoning, and I urge you to watch it on the BBC iPlayer, the drama is framed via an interview Savile did late in life, interlaced with flashbacks from his career. So, if I can lighten the mood a little, it's essentially now/then/now/then. Must admit, I nearly wet myself when a pal told me about watching it with his old mum and dad. When it cut to the scene, spoiler alert, with Savile slumped in his armchair, dead, his ma did what I guess most Scottish old dears would do. She went, "Aw." Dancing on Ice 2024 lineup in full as contestants announced for ITV show View Gallery. In other telly news, the celebrity lineup has been announced for the new series of Dancing on Ice, and it includes Amber Davis, Miles Nazaire, Adele Roberts, Roxy Shahidi and Stephen Lustig Webb. Why don't they just call it Who Do You Think They Are? Meanwhile, did you see Beat the Chasers this week? Oofed. Anne Haggerty, aka The Governess, said to celebrity contestant, former footballer Carlton Cole, "Big fan of your football skills. I love your tackle." And, oh, how they laughed. Me too. I love a dirty joke. I'm only offended by the hypocrisy. I mean, can you imagine the reaction from the faux outraged brigade if one of the male chasers, the Beast, for example, cracked a gag about a female contestant's genitals? He'd be cancelled before the commercial break. Next day, the incident would be the subject of a 6-hour Loose Women special, an hour or so longer than the normal shows seem to last. Sexism. It's a one-way street. P.S. Did you know that 69% of statistics contain sexual innuendo? Health news and experts say the key to beating insomnia is sugarcane. Or, if you're watching repeats of Live at the Apollo, Russell Kane. It's also been revealed that heart attacks are 4 times more likely during sex. Particularly if the wife walks in. According to another snippet, the best time to have sex is 7:30 a.m. unless, of course, You're on the 7:20 a.m. bus. Apparently, the average sex session lasts 33 minutes. Don't want to boast, but I'm nearer the hour mark. To be honest, though, I do have a very slow internet connection. I'm sure a lot of us had trouble sleeping on Thursday night after that football sickener in Seville. Video loading. Video unavailable. Click to play. Tap to play. The video will autoplay soon. 8 Cancel play now. I heard a whisper the dodgy referee was spotted on the Scotland plane after the match. Offering an apology to Stevie Clarke, perhaps? Nope, he'd been smuggled on board by the players to upkeep the tradition of bringing a donkey back from Spain. Hello to Peter, a lovely bloke I met in Edinburgh last week. He was enjoying a few drinks in a bar on George Street to celebrate being named Employee of the Month. And what does Peter do? Well, he's a professional gravedigger. The first one I've ever met. Congratulations, mate, and lovely to see you with a smile on your face. I understand you've been in a rut for years. Meanwhile, another reader was in London and, in the window of a shop in Soho, he spotted a range of sex toys modelled on local landmarks, Big Ben, Nelson's Column, Cleopatra's Needle, Ouch, etc. If they open a branch in Glasgow, look out for the armadillo.
I just need